something just doesn't add up. You've got a former second-round pick, a guy the fan base has been hyped about, suddenly getting pushed to the second team. And no one seems to know why. Meanwhile, the coaching staff's decisions are starting to raise real questions. I'm not just talking about a routine shuffle. I'm talking about Jackson Powers-Johnson, the centerpiece of last year's draft, running with the backups for the second practice in a row. And it doesn't stop there. I've got quarterback rumors getting shut down, wide receivers flashing serious upside. And yeah, there's still that cloud hanging over the Christian Wilkins situation. Something went down, and nobody wants to talk. So I'll ask you right up front, why is JPJ not with the starters right now? Drop your take in the comments, because this is the one move that nobody expected. What's up, Raiders fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Raiders. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Raiders. So let's talk about what might be the biggest headline from Raiders camp today. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Jackson Powers-Johnson, the second-round pick out of Oregon, one of the top young center prospects in football, has now worked with the second-team offense in back-to-back practices. Now look, the Raiders didn't practice Saturday. But Friday and Sunday, JPJ's been running behind Jordan Meredith. And I'll be honest, I don't get it. Sure, maybe you rotate guys early in camp to keep things competitive. But Meredith taking all the first-team reps at center, and not just sprinkled in, he ran the show today. That's not what you do by accident. And here's the thing. I've been one of the few voices who's actually praised Jordan Meredith this offseason. I've said before, he should be in the mix at left guard or right guard, competing with Dylan Parham, even Alex Kappa. But at center, over JPJ, that's where I draw the line. Last year, JPJ showed that when you put him at center, the entire offense starts to click. I know it's a new regime, Pete Carroll, John Spytek, Brennan Carroll, and I want to believe in them, I really do. But this feels way too much like deja vu. Last year, we were sold the idea that Andre James was better than JPJ, and as soon as James came off the field and JPJ stepped in, it was obvious. The entire offense got into rhythm, and now we're back here again. If the coaches are that high on Meredith, fine. Maybe he's balling out. But JPJ has to be somewhere on that starting line. If he's not at center, then why isn't he getting work at guard? Left, right, doesn't matter. Alex Kappa is not a better guard than JPJ. I don't care how long he's been around. I don't care if he's got more NFL snaps, and don't even get me started on Whitehair. He's a body, not a solution. And yeah, I know JPJ isn't going to play tackle. That's Colton Miller. That's DJ Glaze territory. But the idea that this kid can't crack the starting five, that's just not believable. And if Meredith is actually that good, if he's out there dominating JPJ in camp, then you know what? This offensive line might be way better than we thought, like top 10 in the league good, but that's a big if. So something's off here, and I'll keep digging until we figure it out. Okay. Now, let's shift to the quarterbacks and skill guys, because there was a lot to take away from today's camp session. And honestly, it was a great day for the offense overall. One person told me flat out, if today's practice was a game, the Raiders offense won the first 3 quarters. They were dialed in, clicking, firing on all cylinders. But here's where it gets interesting. The fourth quarter, that went to the defense. So, you could spin that as balance, or you could say what I'm saying. Good teams finish strong. Still, big picture, this was Geno Smith's best day of camp. No question, not even close. He was dealing, throwing darts all over the field, deep shots, intermediate stuff, crossing routes. You name it, he hit it. Jacoby Myers, Dante Thornton, Trey Tucker, even Brock Bowers. Everybody was getting touches. And that's what you want in a Chip Kelly offense. You want your quarterback to stretch the field and trust his weapons. Geno did that today. Trey Tucker got loose deep on a play-action shot and made the most of it. And I've said before, I see Trey stepping into a Tyreek Hill / Tyler Lockett type role in this offense. The field stretcher, the explosive threat. And from what we've heard, he's capitalizing on those reps. Jacoby Myers, he's Geno's safety blanket. I've used that phrase before, and I'll keep using it. Geno knows when he throws Jacoby's way, good things happen. It's not always a home run play, but it's dependable. He's that rock. That gives them flexibility. Let Thornton and Tucker stretch it. Let Bowers be your matchup nightmare. And when you need that 3rd and 6 conversion, hit Myers. Speaking of Dante Thornton, let's talk about the route that's been making the rounds today. He ran a sharp comeback route that had people buzzing. Now look, we already know the guy can run in a straight line. He's 6 feet 5 inches, runs a 4.3, and has those long, gliding strides. That's never been the question. The question was, can he run the full tree? Can he block? Tapes from Oregon said yes, but now we're seeing it in camp. The Raiders love what they've got in him. He's their wild card, their joker in the receiver room. Everyone else in that room, smaller, shiftier. Thornton gives you size, speed, and underrated part, he can block. No, let's talk about Aidan O'Connell, because I've seen fans online pushing this narrative that he's about to take Geno's job. Let me be clear, that's not happening. O'Connell was sharp today, no doubt, but one source told me straight up, he's clearly the backup. I don't know how those rumors even started. There's no QB controversy here. This is Geno Smith's team, and it's not like there's tension. Both guys root for each other. It's a healthy room. They support each other. But it's not a competition. Jack Beck was running with the twos and caught a deep touchdown from O'Connell. Beck reminds me of Jacoby Myers in terms of build and play style. Not as much deep threat speed, but when he gets the ball in his hands, he's got that run-through-you mentality. He's one of those guys where, after the catch, you just don't want to be in front of him. Alex Bachman also caught a nice touchdown from O'Connell today. And again, solid play. But the highlight of the day, that goes to Brock Bowers. Man, what a grab. He was in the back of the end zone, covered tightly by Darrian Porter, and still made the play. Porter did everything right. Perfect coverage. But Geno dropped a dime, Bowers kept his hands late, and snatched it like a pro. That's why he's the best tight end in the league. When the offense is humming like that, and Bowers, Myers, Thornton, Tucker, and Geno are all in rhythm, man, you start to see the ceiling for this unit, and it's high. Now let's talk about the most mysterious story surrounding this team, Christian Wilkins. Look, I've spent the last 48 hours reaching out to sources, players, agents, and here's the truth. Something serious went down. We still don't know exactly what happened. But this wasn't just about a disagreement over surgery. The Raiders wouldn't cut ties with a player like Wilkins, eat all that money, and release a statement that hints at character issues, unless there's more behind the scenes. And trust me, there is. One NFL insider claimed, it's tough to believe. It'll never go public. I don't know if it's true. Another source said, there's a threat of a lawsuit involved. And the wildest part is people I normally hear from instantly, completely silent, left on red, left on seen, no response. That never happens unless something legal is brewing. So yeah, there's a fire behind the smoke. And I'll keep digging until we know more. On top of that, the Raiders also picked up Keandre Coburn, a big-bodied DT who might have a chance to stick if he sharpens his technique under Rob Leonard. And elsewhere in the league, Rashawn Slater just reset the market for offensive tackles with a $114 million deal, which means Colton Miller's next contract just got a whole lot more expensive.